Hello YouTube. Thanks again for joining me. This is Eddie Bones 13 with another knife review. What you're looking at in front of you is probably my favorite little flipper I have ever owned. I'm absolutely in love with this knife already. It's the best box cutter I have ever had, and pretty much just an all-around great small fifth pocket knife. I really love the blade shape. I love the handle shape. It is a good three-finger hold for as small as it is. As you can see, I did add a lanyard to this knife to give it that extra hold when you're, just a little bit extra security when you're holding the knife. I got this lanyard off a buddy on Instagram, and it did come with a titanium bead, but I actually took that off and put it on a better lanyard on a more expensive knife and just threw on this cheap skull. But I love it. It's a small lanyard, so it actually goes with a small knife very well, and I love it. So let's get into the knife. What you're looking at here is the CRKT Jettison. Now, this was designed by Robert Carter. Robert Carter is a great young designer and knife maker, and out of Texas. And he comes from a great lineage of knife makers and knife designers. You may know his father, Joe Pardue, and his grandfather, Mel Pardue. So, it's in his blood. He's grown up with the best. The Pardues are known for their, at least Mel, I don't know about Joe, is known for their collaborations with Benchmade. Some of the most highest selling knives Benchmade produces are designed by Mel Pardue, I believe, and Joe Pardue. So, Robert Carter's got some talent, and you can tell in this little knife. It is not easy, from what I've heard from makers, to make a small flipper. It's actually harder than to make a large flipper. So, he designed this one well, and CRKT pulled it off. They did a great job designing this knife, or not designing, making this knife and manufacturing this knife. It's a great little flipper. It's on washers, and I wish the washers were a little bit updated. I believe they're just like them white. I don't know what you'd call those. I don't know if they're Teflon or just plastic washers, but maybe we can get a close-up shot when we get into the knife a little more. But yeah, so let's get into it. Like I said, it's called the CRKT Jettison. Let's go over some specifications, and then I'll kind of give you the rundown on this little bad boy here. So what you're looking at here is a titanium frame lock. It does come with an over travel and lock bar stabilizer there, which is really awesome. I love this little cutout here, the little lock bar relief. It's just so nice to see, just little knives come to life, especially when they replicate larger knives. And I believe Robert Carter makes a larger standard version of this for his a custom version. So so titanium frame lock, awesome. Torx screw, Torx bit to get it apart there. I love how he used the screws on this side and then kind of they cut them off on this side, so you don't have two screws on each side. It does have a titanium kind of backspacer slash like lanyard holder or keychain holder or necklace holder. Like I said, this makes a great fifth pocket carry. Drops right in that little pocket in your pants and just disappears, and the lanyard helps you find it. And great. So you're looking at a closed length on this bad boy of 3.185 inches. Okay. And let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, so what you're looking at here is, and that was a bum open. I shouldn't start off that way. Look, bam, snappy. I don't want to start off showing that the knife can't open or something when it really can. It's actually quite snappy, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. There we go. The blade. Now, this is where the beauty begins. Look at this blade. I love the little swedge put in this little teeny baby blade here. It's just gorgeous, kind of a satin. Got this little thumb rest here. It almost, it's definitely a Warncliffe blade with a nice thumb rest here, and you can see from the grip that you do get a full three finger. I have extra large hands. I get a full three fingers and a pinky on the lanyard to kind of give me good grip on this knife. But back to the blade. You're looking at a blade length of 2.028 inches. Okay, thickness of 0.106 inches. It's just an all-around great blade. I believe the blade is, yeah, it is. It's 8CR13 MOV, which, you know, isn't the greatest steel. But again, for this little knife, it's going to do everything you need it to. It's going to sharpen easy, and it came razor sharp. Let's see if I can get some good close-ups of this edge. Nice and evenly sharpened. My dog is going crazy in the background there, man. I apologize, you guys, if you can hear that, but so I don't know if that's the number, or I believe that's the item number of the knife. I don't think I got number 6,000 of this yet, because these are fairly new. So you can see on the back it says Jettison, Carter design, CRKT on the front. So you can tell that this is a, you know, and just look at that blade. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a hollow grind here, a small short hollow grind. Like I said, razor sharp, Warncliffe, and it's stone-washed titanium handles, which are nice. I don't know if I mentioned that. So altogether, you have an overall length of 5.197 inches, all weighing only 1.3 ounces. So this thing is nice and light, but heavy duty, if that makes any sense. It's not a cheap light knife. It feels sturdy. The titanium feels good. It's got some decently thick slabs of titanium on this little baby. Nice titanium backspacer. I mean, it's just a gorgeous little knife, you guys. I love that Warncliffe. I love how they got that swedge in there, and it's not too thin of a swedge. It's still thick. It's got a great point, as you can see, for piercing and also cutting boxes and stuff like that. This thing, I mean, I've used it, and it does some easy work out of cutting open boxes. I love the little flipper comes down as a little guard. I mean, it's just so cute, you guys. And yeah, I did use the word cute in a knife review. It is that awesome. It's just cute. But the frame lock works perfect. Centering, dead on. I mean, you couldn't ask for better, man. Look at this. Action, snappy. It's just a great overall knife, you guys. I think that's pretty much it with the specifications. Let me see if there's anything else I'm missing. I got the frame lock in there. I got the over travel. Yeah, and you know, to put an over travel on a small knife like this, I understand why Robert did that. I don't know if it's really needed, but yeah, it is going to help to hold this lockup, so the lock bar doesn't get stressed or move in any way. And look at the lockup on this, by the way. They've achieved it nice and early, but still very solid on the knife. I mean, it's just phenomenal. I love it. So yeah, so it's very easy to disengage. At first, when I first got it, it wasn't as snappy as it is now. I had to break it in, I'm going to be honest. Now it flies right open with barely any tug on this flipper. You've got to kind of position your hands in a way to where you're not pressing on the lock bar, and even then it still flies right open. But and you got to make sure that you know, you got a good grip on it, because it is snappy and it's little. And with large hands like I have, I bet with smaller hands it'd be a lot easier to maneuver, like maybe say for a kid. But I absolutely love it. I mean, big shout out to Robert. You know, he just did phenomenal in the design on this knife. I mean, you couldn't ask for better. So big shout out to Robert Carter out there. If you happen to ever watch this video, man, I am so impressed with this. Let's see what else we can talk about this knife. Specifications are pretty much over. Let's just go over my overall opinion of this knife, if I haven't been telling you already. It's nice. It's snappy. The weight is everything you need for a little fifth pocket carry knife. I love that you can add a lanyard, and it just adds so much character to this knife. Let's just do some more action here. Look how snappy that is. I mean, just absolutely snappy. And obviously, for being such a light blade, it's not going to like fall on its own. You know, you got to push down, but who cares? I mean, us knife lovers, we love to play with our knives and let the blades fall and this and that. But this is more of a utility knife, and it's going to be used that way by me, and it already has been. This knife is going to be used. Let's try it lefty here. I'm not very good at lefty. Bam, there we go. But It's going to be used primarily for work, cutting boxes, doing some things like that. So it's really not, it's not needed to be, you know, this ain't really a defensive knife. But although I got to tell you, in a defense situation, having this lanyard, it would give you a better grip if you did have to get at that jugular. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Kids, if you're watching at home, go ahead and delete that part out, as I do not edit. I'm just playing, you guys. No, don't go for the jugular with the Robert Carter knife, okay? Leave the jugular alone. But if you did have to use it as a last-minute ditch knife, it would do some slicing damage. Let's just put it that way. But as I said before, I have extra large hands. Let me see if I can back out of here just a little and kind of just show you that, you know, you get a full good grip. This little indentation here is good for the thumb. I'll show you left-handed here. You can see that you do get a good grip on this knife. I don't feel any discomfort. There's no hot spots on this little guy. As you can see, it doesn't come with a pocket clip, and obviously you know why. It's too little. But he did a good job adding in this titanium backspacer with a little hole for a lanyard and stuff. And you are going to want to have a lanyard on this knife or some kind of keychain or something. I wouldn't recommend really putting this on your keys or nothing like that. It's just too nice of a knife to be getting banged up that way. So let's get a close-up, a couple close-ups here. So here's your titanium, all stone washed. It's got a nice thick stop pin. I mean, I was looking at the stop pin of my new ZT0095, I believe it was, and it's really small. I mean, just as small as this or smaller. So for such a little knife to have a stop pin that's that size is really nice. I mean, it's nice and thick stop pin. Obviously no skeletonizing of the handle. You don't need it. It's light as light can be. Lockup, like I said, is great. It does have a little lock stick right now. It's brand new though. I've noticed it's gotten better, so I know it's going to eventually ease out. And see, that time it didn't. Just depends on how hard you flip this. And like I said, it's so snappy that you could flip this thing fast. I mean, I know the rave on this knife has been the hype has been just outstanding. I am an fellow Instagrammer, and you know, a lot of sites and stuff are sold out. People are looking for these. I believe you can find them on Nalpac website, maybe one other, but I believe Knife Center and Blade HQ and all of them are already sold out of this bad boy. I did get mine through Knife Center, and couldn't be happier. So yeah, there it is, guys. There's the Robert Carter CRKT Jettison. I strongly urge you get out and get this knife. It's fun. I haven't been able to put it down. It's little, but the action is phenomenal, and I give credit to Robert Carter and CRKT on that. I know CRKT manufactures it, but if it wasn't for the design of Robert Carter, then this wouldn't happen. So I don't care how good CRKT's manufacturing is. Without his design, this thing wouldn't flip the way it does. So let's get a good close-up of this blade. Gorgeous little Wharncliffe. Got a nice little swedge in there just to add some character. I actually seen a guy on Instagram who kind of cut this off. He did a mod, cut this way off, and then kind of made it swoop down. I really loved it, and I thought about doing that, but now that I see it, now that I have it, I should say, I really love having this little thumb rest up here and keeping this kind of big, aggressive looking Wharncliffe. So I don't plan on doing any kind of modification to this, except for maybe getting it anodized. I know that sounds weird, but you know, it is titanium. Why not? Maybe throw some blue in here or something like that. Maybe get a nice fade. Send it over there to my buddy Esteban at ThaiSurvival.com and have him do a nice flame ano on here and just kind of just do whatever he wants on this little baby here. You know, he does little beads and stuff. I'm sure he could accomplish something on this. So it would just change the character of it. I like it. You know, I think it'd be awesome. Anything that comes titanium like this to me is a blank canvas, and you can pretty much do what you want with it. So, but again, I just want to give a big shout out to Robert Carter. I can't wait to be able to get my hands on one of his customs, his larger knives, because if he's doing this well with these babies, I know he knocks it out of the park on his customs. So big shout out to Robert Carter, man. Big shout out to CRKT for accomplishing such a small Lot of knives being manufactured at this size by them. I'm sure they made quite a bit of these. They're being sold out everywhere. I think I got mine on the second run of knives. They were sold out right away instantly when they first came out. So there you have it, folks. The CRKT Robert Carter Jettison. I suggest you get out and get this bad boy. If Eddie Bones 13s approves, you will too, I guarantee you. I may not be a biggest custom collector yet, but production knives I know very well, and this is one that you guys are going to love. Box cutting or anything above, get out and get yourself the Jettison. Can't wait to for the next video, and I hope you guys stick around on my channel. Subscribe and like, please. And until next time, Eddie Bones 13 out.